Big industry sports, my nigga. Big Dave over here. We're gonna talk about, bro. So, do you think that, based on the injuries that happened in the final series, you think that because what happened in Las Vegas was the Golden State Warriors were the number 1 seed, right? Before they lost to the Toronto Raptors. So, do you think that it's right for them to drop down to the 8th seed? No.
Most definitely. Most definitely, the team that got rated first seed, it no longer exists. That team was ranked number 1, prefaced on the fact that they had arguably the best player in the game, Kevin Durant. And backing that player up, they had one of the arguably the best shooters in the game, Klay Thompson, which are no longer present for next year's season.
True.
Klay may be back in February, but that's more of the season than you won't have him.
Ending.
So you can't necessarily say that team will ever achieve what they did with those 2 players. You can't take a hit like that, as we saw in many of the playoffs and NBA seasons past. You lose your star, you don't go far.
You don't. So, in your opinion, right, let me ask you a question. If you had number 1 draft pick, right, and you had a choice between Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, who was your draft pick?
That's tough. That's tough because it's all based on who I have on my team already.
Well,
without knowing who you have,
don't consider that.
If you're not considering that, just off player to player, man to man, I would have to go with Klay Thompson.
That's a knowledgeable man right now.
The only reason I would say Klay Thompson over Steph is because I feel like Steph Curry is always going to be a liability on half the court.
Thank you.
His points do, however,
smart.
compensate for that.
Yeah.
So you can't lose with either of them, but
you can't lose.
I need a 2-way player.
And also, you didn't mention the fact though, it's an injury basis here. The first time I ever seen Klay Thompson get injured was in the playoffs, was in the fucking NBA Finals. Unfortunately, he ended with ACL tear, and I don't think that it's a major tear. I think he's going to come back. I think he's probably going to be back at the end of the day, like February,
6-7 months.
March, maybe. But will he be the same player is what I get a lot of questions about. Will he be the same player he once was? And when people don't understand that, Klay Thompson's a jump shooter. He's a shooter. He's not an athletic person. He will always have his jump shot, bro, regardless of how you feel about it. It may be different how he comes off some screens, yeah, but he will always be a jump shooter. How do you feel about that?
I think it might be flawed in the premise. Being a jump shooter is one thing when it comes to an ACL tear, but the lack of ability to be athletic will affect the defense that's being played on you. At this moment, before pre-injury, Klay Thompson can go to the rack and potentially get that layup on you, but he's not blowing past anybody with ACL. And ACLs are tricky in the first place because I can't really think of one player that did come back the same.
I can't.
Not one player has. Yeah, I guess Russell Westbrook is going to be that exception.
He definitely came back even more so.
That exception.
Even more so.
Ever injury too.
He's that exception, but Russell Westbrook is a different player on a different level of energy and everything. So,
in your opinion, can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question here.
At all.
Did Russell Westbrook come back better or worse with that injury?
I think he came back better because he came back with a little bit more intelligence on how to play the game a little safer, but still.
So, with that being said, what I want to know is who is Russell Westbrook's doctors? Can you tell me that though? I don't know. Who can tell me that though?
You know, injuries are.
Because I have an ACL tear. I have an MCL tear also.
Yeah.
And with that being said though, I know that I can't come with no screens. I can't even turn like I used to. But long story short though, my nigga, I can't understand how he's still explosive. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm no doctor, but even going back to the draft, you can't draft based on a player's injury history. I mean, of course you take it into account, but not knowing the future.
You can't draft.
You can. I don't advise it. The draft is a risk to begin with. So you can have a completely healthy player that you drafted number 1, and a guy that gets an ACL tear in his first year,
can I ask you a question?
And by year 3, it's night and day, and the injury looks better.
I do agree with Dave's opinion, but I do ask the questions that are absurd to the rule. Kyrie Irving. He's one you couldn't draft
continuously injured still.
He is, but he won a championship though.
I mean, Brian carries a lot of people there.
If it wasn't for that shot, though.
Yeah, but Brian carries a lot of people there.
He does. He brings his best out.
Upwards of 40 points a game, averaging a triple-double. Of course, Kyrie did add in what he had to add in to make it happen, but you can't take... Brian carries a lot of people.
He does. And I do not deny you.
And I'm not a LeBron fan at all.
And sipping in sports, though, you can just sip a little bit, bro. Sip a little bit.
He's literally the...
Sip a little bit.
Oh, I could dig it.
Yeah,
he's literally one of the best players ever to play, and I'm not a fan.
He's not literally.
He's literally one of the best players.
He is. It's not literally. It's not no figurative. Nothing about nothing. He literally is, in my understanding of the game. So he is probably the best player.
He changed the game as a whole. Like right now, the players have way more power than they used to have.
Way more. And the reason why Dave's on the show today. It's because he's actually intelligent enough to actually debate from a perspective that you probably didn't see before. So I will ask him, if you got the number 1 pick in this draft right now, New Orleans, who you picking?
The number 1 pick is a foregone conclusion. That's Zion Williamson.
Of course. So
especially in the wake of Anthony Davis leaving. You have no choice. The Pelicans need to start their draft as if they have the 3rd pick. They get one player off the top, best guy, Zion Williamson. They draft 3rd. 2 teams go ahead of you, and then you get one more player after that.
But they have the option to trade that fourth pick. So, do you think that they would trade the 4th pick?
Only for a player that's court ready.
Court ready?
And I'm not talking no 6-man or no bench player, a starter, bona fide starter.
Like who?
Someone that you would expect to be with a 4th pick. That level of a player.
That goes a whole bunch of different ways.
A 1st round pick. Someone who would be worth a 1st round pick.
At the 4th pick, what's old boy from Duke name? Cam. At the 4th pick, you got Cam Reddish. So
Cam Reddish's only appeal to me would be to add more comfort to Zion Williamson. If I can put together something like the magic that they had at Duke, get a couple players, I got already NBA players, and add those Duke players into the roster. If I can add Cam Reddish and Zion, I know they play together, we can do this.
So at what point in time do you think the New Orleans Pelicans are going to be good in the West Coast? Do you think it's like 2 years, 1 year?
The West is tough.
It's big tough.
The West is tough, but you never know. You got flash in the pan teams all the time. So they could be... If Zion translates like everyone says he will, and I don't necessarily think that he will.
Why not?
He's an awkward guy for me to judge. In my judgment, he's too slow for the 3, not big enough for the 4.
But he's faster than him 4.
Yeah, I mean, but it's
so in your
it's the
opinion,
LeBron complex. Like LeBron was always too big, or too fast for the guys that they would match him up with. So he could potentially achieve that, but Anthony Bennett was that size. I'm not saying that he has that skill level.
Whoa.
I'm not saying he has that skill level, but I'm putting him in that boat.
Let's get this shit straight, though. Anthony Bennett was a mysterious draft choice.
Mysterious.
Never
heard the name. Never heard the name.
Whole sports world at that point in time. We, as Cavs fans, because I could swear I was born and raised in Cleveland, yeah, I am. And I could swear he was born and raised in Cleveland. Because when you behind the camera was born and raised in Cleveland, we didn't understand
I
it.
wasn't born and raised in Cleveland.
Oh, you was in Golden State. He's a Golden State person right back there. But long story short, though,
I don't expect him to bust like Anthony Bennett, but I'm saying
I never understood that.
I don't expect him to be immediately the best player on the court on his team.
No. I do
but he
expect
potentially
him.
could be.
I do expect him to be the developed player that he needs to be at this point in time within that situation. So if he goes to the Pelicans, he's going to be built upon at the end of the day, and he's going to be developed to the point that I'm giving you the ball.
He could end up Josh Smith.
Maybe we're not talking about the same person here.
He could end up Josh Smith.
Listen, before Zion went to Duke, right?
He could end up Josh Smith.
I'm telling you the truth. Before Zion went to Duke, guess who said he was better than him? Guess who everybody told me everybody was better than him? The old boy.
JR?
Yeah, RJ. RJ was better than RJ Barrett was better than Zion. Unfortunately, They ended up averaging around the same amount of points. But when it came to clutch time, when it came to real, you got to dog this nigga. Guess who ended up showing out? Zion. RJ was in the background of the field. That's like me and Bud talked about the other day.
College success doesn't necessarily mean anything in the NBA.
It doesn't.
Look at Tyler Hansbrough.
You're absolutely correct. But in clutch joints, it does mean something.
Oh, I mean, it definitely does. But college game literally means zilch once you're drafted. You got to earn that again.
Correct.
You got to earn that again, and for me, you got to earn it.
But if I'm going as a nigga that hooped, as a person that actually witnessed the sport, I'm going with the person that actually has more.
I mean, I'm definitely taking somebody that has clutch over somebody that doesn't.
Yeah.
That's just obvious statement. But
so another statement I heard about Zion was he's too big. He's too heavy for his
He's just going to have to make a decision.
What's the decision?
He has to get bigger or he has to get smaller.
He's by far the heaviest weight now.
But I'm saying not like bigger, like weight big, but he has to get strong. I say he has to get stronger or he has to get faster. But in between,
he's fast now.
He's
at his weight.
He's plenty fast for his weight.
He's definitely.
But if his career is to have any sort of longevity, and he's not gonna bust his knees out, then he needs to become more athletic. I'll say that he has to get in better shape.
Do you think he's gonna be Ben Simmons? Do you think he's gonna be a Ben Simmons? Or do you think he's gonna be a LeBron?
I think he's gonna fall.
LeBron.
Ben Simmons is a big disappointment.
I don't think so.
Ben Simmons is a big disappointment.
They went to
and they lost it because of him. And they lost it because of him.
You think so?
In my opinion, yeah, they lost it because of him. Even all the way down to the last shot that Kawhi Leonard hit. That was Ben Simmons' cheese ass defense. That blew away. Yes. Yes, watch the replay. He does not close out.
I watched the replay.
He does not close out.
He didn't close out because Joel Embiid stepped up.
He did. But you don't just fall out. Not with your whole
you have no choice at that point in time. No. Nigga, you're 7'8".
I would have rather them both jumped into the man and fouled him than to see you fall off it with my whole ship on the line.
I'm not fouling Kawhi Leonard at that point in time, bro.
What's the difference?
Kawhi? Bro, you know what? You know what I thought about that. Let me give you my example of what I thought about the finals.
I think that you gotta hit me two at the line. I'm not giving you that shot.
He hit a 2. That wasn't a 3. That was a 2.
That's what I said. I'm giving you 2 at the line. I'm not giving you that shot.
Bro, you had at that point in time, you gonna let it happen. You got Joel Embiid, who's a 7-foot person, jumping at Kawhi Leonard. I'm gonna let it happen, bro. Because you know what? You bumped me off.
Give me a second hand. So you can't give me a second hand.
So if you were in that position, bro, if you was checking Kawhi, bro.
My ship is on the line. I'm going.
So you going for it?
I'm going. My ship is on the line.
If Joel Embiid bumps you, like get off of him. I got him.
My ship is on the line at this point. Maybe that's just the difference.
What choice do you have then?
I'm just saying maybe you're going to isolate that one play, but Ben Simmons overall, his game or lack thereof, his inability to hit that jumper, his inability to even threaten the jumper.
Now you're talking.
No, I mean I started with the fact that he cost them their series. He did. His lack of a game. If he had an ounce of a jumper, they didn't even have to check the man. You standing 15 feet from the cup and there's people disrespectful in the NBA like I'm not even stepping out.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
And then you blow it?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Repeatedly?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Kawhi Leonard is one of the top 5 players in the NBA.
You could argue that he's the best player out there right now.
You could argue.
You could argue that. So top 5 goes what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. It's not just.
And that surprised me. I wasn't a big Kawhi fan because I don't like that Spurs. I don't like that Spurs way of play. It's not fancy. I'm sorry. It's boring.
It's not. But that's what makes him.
It's like Tim Duncan, the big fundamental.
Fundamental. That makes Tim Duncan. So what we're displaying here is not only is Kawhi fundamental to an accelerant level, Kawhi is also fundamental to the point in time where he's one of the top 5 people in the NBA. I looked back in post, right? Back in 2000.
Him being one of the top 5 people in the NBA is not simply because of fundamental. It's his talent. It's through the charts. He's a threat from every position on the court. He can beat you inside or outside, and he can handle the ball.
But let me ask you a question here.
And his defense is A1.
it's not just his defense; it's fundamentals of the game itself. Let me ask you a question, bud. Because I said this back in 2013. Steph Curry was unanimous MVP one year. Steph Curry was MVP of the finals one year. Steph Curry was not only unanimous MVP, but he was MVP of the league twice. MVP of
Steph Curry was in MVP of the finals.
No, not the finals.
Oh, okay. I was about to say no. I don't.
No,
think so.
he was unanimous
I didn't
MVP
think
of the
so.
league.
Oh yeah. I mean, but that's because he changed the game of basketball. That's why he was the MVP of the league, because he changed the game of basketball.
LeBron,
it's now a numbers
every
game.
Year he was in the league.
It's now a numbers game.
For the last years, LeBron could have got
the
it.
NBA is now a numbers game thanks to the Warriors style.
You feel me? No, what I said was Steph Curry was unanimous MVP of the league in 2016, 17?
Some years back.
Some years back. Steph Curry was also MVP of the league the next year, I guess. Was it the next year or was it the year before that? Steph Curry was league MVP twice. Do you really truly believe at the end of the day that Steph Curry was a unanimous MVP?
No.
Well,
I mean, anybody who's watching basketball knows that the MVP is not simply just the MVP. Any year that they didn't give it to LeBron while he was playing was a robbery.
Was a robbery.
Definitely. Just plain and simple. Any year that they didn't give it to LeBron was a robbery. And when you don't give the award to someone because they've had it too many times, then the award itself.
Do you believe that Klay Thompson is the best player
on the Warriors?
On the Warriors.
KD plays there.
Do you believe that Klay Thompson is the best player? That's the question.
No, Kevin Durant plays there. That's what I believe.
So you believe Kevin Durant is the best player?
Hands down.
I have second guesses about that, but that's up to you. Do you believe that?
I don't think there's many people out there that if you remember starting a team, if you're starting a team and you have the option of picking Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson, I'm picking Kevin Durant. And I feel like the majority is going to pick that.
So would you put Kevin Durant above Giannis if you had a choice?
Giannis is still young.
Exactly.
He's still young.
So if you had a choice right now at this point in time, would you pick Kevin Durant versus Giannis? I know who LeBron's going to go. LeBron's going to number one everybody.
I would pick Giannis because I believe he's just a different player when it comes to the intangibles than KD. I don't like KD's heart. He don't have enough heart.
That's a smart man right there.
I want a player with heart.
So, but what would you pick?
I missed it.
KD or Giannis?
Giannis.
Who would I pick? If I was drafting? I probably would have picked KD because I watched him more coming up.
See, Giannis is young.
So who would you pick? KD or Kawhi? That's a big question right there.
See, I watched Kawhi when he was...
That's big. Kawhi is a giant killer at this point.
He's definitely a giant killer.
I don't know, man.
He beat the Miami team.
He beat the
Warriors. KD a lot
when
he was young, man. I liked the KD a lot when he was young.
You know why I pick Kawhi? Because the only time I ever seen LeBron frustrated with a certain individual was when it's replayed on all type of memes, all type of gifts, all type of shit. LeBron was back and Kawhi checking in the game, and LeBron looks back with an ugly face, and he's like, "Fuck."
I know, because he was clamped. I mean, but I can't say Kawhi. I can't, and it's strictly off principle. Because it's strictly off principle. Because if I say Kawhi Leonard right now, then I'm bandwagoning. Because I didn't believe in the kid. He proved me wrong. He proved me wrong. So I'm not changing up. Back then, I would have said KD. So I'm gonna say KD. Even though at this moment you see that Kawhi Leonard would be the more beneficial player for your team. But I can't. I'm sticking.
Let's compare. Let's compare the shit though.
Prior to this, literally this past month when they won, Kevin Durant until now, and I can't say it's not a flash in the pan. So I'm gonna stick with him.
You can't say that though. But real talk, it's just Kevin Durant's moves I didn't expect. I didn't respect at all. I don't know if you respected it. That's up to you completely.
No, I mean he bailed out.
But you're literally going to a rival. You're literally doing something that I would probably crucify you with.
That's part of the LeBron influence, though.
Nah.
It is.
Nah.
That's a part of it. You got to take it as whole face value. That's part of
I
it.
take it as face value all day.
Player power. He may have misused it and moved differently, but that's all a part of it. Every head has a tails.
You're right.
That's part of it. That's part of that player freedom that was around. He didn't. In this area, there's no longer a loyalty to your team. You're not loyal to the jersey you got on. You're trying to get paid your check and get your rings.
So
if you can do that in any city, that's where you're going.
With that being said, does Kawhi stay in Toronto?
Only reason I would say yes is to try to double back, but if I had to put my money on it, I say he goes.
You think he goes to Los Angeles Lakers? Not like Clippers?
No. I think he would go to the Clippers if anywhere. He's not going to. I don't feel like Kawhi is.
He's going to Jerry West.
I don't feel like Kawhi is the type of player to go to the Lakers. I don't see him.
He's the type of person.
The type of player in general. I think even as a player, it's the type of person he is. I guess you could say, but as a player, he likes competition. Why would I go where it's no longer competition? He didn't go to Boston. You know what I'm saying? Like even when he shifted this time, I know he got traded.
He got traded.
But I mean, even when he first got traded, there was talks. Oh, he's not gonna play for them. He's gonna force the trade. He could have done that.
He was trying to force trade though.
Maybe. I don't know that. I know that's what the media said.
I don't know that either. I know that's what the media said.
That's what the media said. I don't know that.
All aspects though.
It didn't look. It looked like his teammates enjoyed having him. It looked like he had a good time winning.
They did.
But
he still
if there's tension, then he will leave. If there's no tension, come back and do it again.
So with even that being said, let's delve in this deeper shit. So with that being said, with what we saw in the finals, KD came on the court trying to win.
No, sir.
So
that's Kool-Aid.
No.
That's Kool-Aid.
That's not Kool-Aid. That's real
Kool-Aid.
Truth though. Klay came back to the court after he tore the ACL. Is it enough pressure within this situation to want to just I gotta do. I gotta win the championship.
I think it's Kool-Aid.
I
didn't buy it. I didn't buy it either time.
Do you think they were scared?
Kevin Durant coming back, I think that was a ploy because after making the move he did, everyone, as myself does, questioned his heart. So what do you do when people question your heart? You come back out the house and fight. I'm coming back out.
Did you see them?
His mama fought for him right here.
Yeah.
Everybody like shit, man. Fuck what they talking about.
But they said the same thing about Kawhi though.
You got everybody from the owner. Yeah, but Kawhi didn't come back, did he? Because he had nothing to prove.
That's debatable.
It's not. That's what happened. He had nothing to prove. I'm not coming back.
That's definitely debatable.
I'm not coming back. He had nothing to prove.
Maybe not to us as media.
Oh no, I mean, but yeah, and I mean, from my position, from him to KD's heart is in question because of moves he made when he was healthy. This ploy right here, right before you're trying to get a contract, to say, hey, I do have heart. I will put it all out on the line for my team.
Did you see the snap? Did you see this?
I saw the pop.
You saw the pop.
And I'm also aware that actors exist.
Maybe he was really hurt.
I know he was really hurt. And I don't think the plan was ever for him to finish the game.
Okay, so
but I do feel like it got out of hand for him. I think that's not how they didn't script, hey, go out there and then fuck yourself all the way up. They didn't do that. He went out there like, oh, I'm gonna try to play through this. I am tough. Boop. Stupid. Now you're stupid because you're playing tough, and like it happens in many other situations when you're not tough and you're pretending to be, you're obviously not. You're not gonna go. It's not gonna go how you thought. It's not gonna go how you thought. And that's what happened to the man. He went back out the house when he shouldn't have.
With that being said, so which one are you going with? 1, 2, or 3? LeBron, AD, Kyrie.
That's not
1.
I would say no to that.
2, LeBron, AD, Kemba.
I would see that as more likely but less useful.
3, LeBron, AD, Jimmy.
I say Jimmy Butler's the most likely.
You think he's gonna leave Philly?
Yeah.
No, not most likely. What's the best?
I think
yeah.
The best team.
Who the best team?
I mean, I'm saying that's the best. I mean, the best team, of course, is if you put Kyrie back with LeBron. But in my opinion, I don't think that's likely. So
do you offer Kyrie the max? Or do you search for?
If I'm ownership, if I'm gonna pay.
What's your
max
salary
money,
cap? First of all.
Kyrie gonna get a max.
What's your salary? Because you got 27 million to deal with.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't give Kyrie a max at this point.
Okay.
I can't rely
give
on
Kyrie
you.
a max either.
I can't rely
I'm
on
not giving him
you.
a
I
max.
can't not if I'm not desperate. And
No,
even then,
desperate,
I'm,
yeah.
and even then,
I'm
I'm second guessing.
I'm
But I need a
second
player
guessing.
that I know is gonna play a season,
Yeah.
complete a season.
And the only
for me.
person that I feel
complete one season for me.
is Jimmy. That's Jimmy.
Complete one
that's the only
season
person that's
for
going to complete a season.
And the only reason I would be apprehensive about Jimmy Butler is because of the whole way the Timberwolves thing played out.
Man, he was playing with little babies though. He wanted them to get hard on some other shit.
Yeah.
But that's his opinion. We heard him and Derrick Rose's opinion. That's not their opinion. The other people's opinion. I was involved with
Yeah.
that. We never heard from them. So it could be either way. It could be either way you go with that.
I mean, it could. I mean, I just don't know. Players with asterisks are asterisks. I don't know. So, but if I'm taking in information, who I'm bringing, am I bringing the guy that has a potential problem? Could be nothing, or the guy that's he has nothing going on. I'm bringing the nothing going on.
But
in
how
that
do you-
situation, Kemba Walker is probably gonna be the one that ends up.
Kimba?
If he's trying to jump off the boat, but I wouldn't if I was. I mean, but he's had no
I
real
fuck with
success
Kemba.
in
I
his
fuck with
career.
Kemba. I fuck with Kemba.
He's one of the better players that hasn't
And
really
he-
had
and-
success.
And he a dog. Like that's just like how we had Kyrie.
He's stuck.
Only Cavs fans
Only
knew
exactly.
what the fuck we had. Like this boy something special. Until LeBron came back and everybody like,
And
oh
like,
shit,
oh, Kyrie
who
is
this?
good.
Once Kemba, nobody get to really watch Kemba. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's
I'm
smart.
not watching that
He's
game.
smart.
I'm-
He's smart.
I'm not watching that game.
You know
I'm
what I'm
not.
saying?
Especially,
you're not working smart.
especially the way the NBA has been the past couple of years. That's another thing that the Warriors just did. The Warriors brought back the NBA by dying. The death of the Warriors was the rebirth of the NBA because now it's competition again.
You could argue.
In years past, I would say for the last 5 years, I could Miss Cleo you the finals at game one.
You
of the
could argue.
season.
You know why?
Game
you could
one
argue,
of the
you know why you
season,
could argue?
I could tell you the finals.
You know why you could argue that?
Next year, I have no idea.
You know why you argue that though? Because it started with LeBron. LeBron was small market nigga. He was in Cleveland, bro. People started watching the NBA once LeBron got introduced to it. So you could argue that all day about LeBron, bro. About bringing the market not necessarily just to Cleveland, but to the NBA itself.
I'm saying that the NBA itself was uninteresting the past 5 years because you saw the finals before at game one. Like right now, in the off season, if this was the past 5 years, I would say next year's finals is going to be the Cavs and it would be the Cavs and the Warriors, but for the past 5.
The reason why I say that because
That's 5.
even in this old NBA offseason, the guess who get the most credit? Guess. It's LeBron with AD, bro. He gets more credit than LeBron
because he's back relevant.
He's back relevant, and that makes a big ton of difference, bro.
No,
because everybody
in
been
general-
vibing with this nigga, bro.
No, I think it's more. I mean, it's good for LeBron and AD that they got the Lakers thing going, but without the Warriors' presence not being there,
so
it's uninteresting. Even this year, like when Kawhi went to Toronto, LeBron went to LA, nobody cared because the Warriors were still guaranteed top dog. There is no guaranteed top dog right now.
So there wasn't a narrative of LeBron could possibly be a playoff team and possibly take him up.
I mean, but everyone that knew, anyone worth their salt knew that wasn't happening.
Yeah, real fans know.
Anyone worth their salt knew that the Lakers didn't have any shooters.
Yeah, true.
And LeBron needs people to kick the ball too. If you don't have shooters, you're not. That's a recipe for disaster, and it showed.
True.
Anybody that knew what they were talking about never said the Lakers had a chance.
True. But
now everybody has a chance.
You sure about that?
The majority of teams everyone was dead. The Houston Rockets, as good as they were dead until they took off Big Brother.
So how did
Portland Trailblazers, as good as they were dead. Denver, dead.
Let me ask you a question here. How did Toronto beat Golden State?
Defense.
And how also did Toronto beat Golden State?
Injury. Defense and injury. Without injury for real, but their defense helped. They had a lot of veteran players that took a whole bunch of playoff
injury
losses.
though.
It is because if KD plays, they lose.
It's not just injury though.
In my opinion, if
because
KD plays, they
had
lose.
4 All-Stars.
If KD plays,
Regardless.
they lose. on paper.
They also beat them by playing a solid game. And the biggest defensive scheme I ever seen.
They can play. I think at their best, Toronto playing against the Warriors. If KD plays, the Warriors win.
Of course.
So that's how they won.
But they did beat them twice with full squad this year, right?
Full squad,
but that's again, that's again the LeBron effect. But that's again the LeBron effect.
Did you pay attention to the defensive scheme they played?
And I could say the LeBron effect, but that's also like a Greg Popovich effect. No one cares about the regular season.
Let me say something real quick.
No one cares.
Let me say something real quick though.
How many times did Atlanta sweep the Cavs?
Can I say something real quick though?
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick though? So make you just this. The best defensive scheme I ever seen played against the Warriors was by the Toronto Raptors.
Without their best players.
No, even with KD.
It's not hard to look on defense.
No, bro.
I don't respect the regular
defense.
season.
The difference is that defense translates to offense. Smart guy. At the end of the day, and with that offense, you got several different players that can score on your best defensive player. Because, what's his name? Siakam was dogging Draymond the whole series, bruh. If you pay attention, bruh. And Draymond is one of the best defensive players in the league.
It's very easy to look good on defense without that team's best player out there.
So Siakam wasn't dogging Draymond?
I said it's very easy to look good on defense without that team's best player out there.
He is the best player on defense. Last time I checked. On the Golden State Warriors. So regardless,
it's a different way you have to defend with certain players on the court. It's team. It's a team game. You can't isolate one man's defense regardless of who's playing next to him. Because I know a lot of people that can play in a zone with somebody next to him that can hold him down. But if you ISO that man on man, he's getting soft.
No, he was on man.
But I'm saying that's exactly what I just said.
Well, what I'm saying is this: if I see Siakam, who's not a prime player, dogging my best defensive player who leads our team in defense, who controls the shots in a lot of aspects, getting dogged, whether my best player is out or not, that means something to me.
Oh, it doesn't mean anything with your best player out to me.
It means something to me at the end of the day because I've been a basketball player. It means something.
Regardless, if KD plays, they lose. Siakam, no Siakam. Facts.
And you know what's the problem with this situation? The Warriors built on exploiting shit. The Warriors were built upon exploiting situations. They will put a pick and roll and they exploit that pick and roll. Because your five can't match up with nobody they just pick and roll with. So they will exploit that factoid.
Right.
And they will have back screen all day.
Right.
They're exploiting all that. So they have the options. They have 3 or 4 options.
Warriors exploitation.
With the Toronto Raptors, at this point in time, today, with Kawhi Leonard in that middle, they can't exploit anything.
But they would have been able to with their best player on the court.
To a certain extent.
To an extent enough to that they would have won the championship.
I can agree with that.
So the reason why I can't agree with that, though. So you think a fully healthy Warriors team goes against the same Toronto team that did have to go to 6 games. KD was gone the whole series. Klay was banged up the series. If they're fully healthy, you think that series doesn't go the other way?
Oh, say what you just said again. With Klay gone and KD banged up.
No, the vice versa. You know how the health growth goes.
The reason why I say that though is because.
But you didn't say it.
Kawhi.
So you saying that they would still win?
They definitely gonna win.
You saying the Raptors would have won against a fully healthy Warriors team?
They definitely gonna win.
Oh, well, that's just bugged out.
No, it's not bugged out.
That's bugged out.
You know why? Because Kawhi is gonna check KD, bro. And Kawhi is
you still zeroing in on the individuals. The Warriors don't play that game. The Warriors' motto is strength in numbers.
It's definitely
and the fact that
adapted though, man.
But I'm saying, like, with KD out there, you have to check. Like, okay, without Kevin Durant out there, when someone has the ball, say Draymond has the ball at the top, when he makes the first pass, you have Steph. When that second pass goes, you no longer have a threat. You got Iguodala.
What defense are you playing?
It's irrelevant to what the statement I'm making is. The second pass is no longer a threat.
It's very relevant. Actually.
It's no longer a threat. When you kick from KD to Klay to Steph, and then you got that extra over there.
So when the
Warriors one more pass that changes the whole way you play.
When does the Warriors win?
What do you mean?
When do the Warriors win?
When they're healthy.
No, I think the Warriors win in third quarter.
They're known for their third quarter spurts, but that's not what it is. The Warriors win because they will shoot the lights out of the gym. I've seen many a game where the Warriors have been down 12 with 3 minutes to go. That's not because of the third quarter.
It's definitely because of the third quarter.
It's not because of the third quarter. It's because they are shooters, and that's what they do. They're gonna get their open shots.
Shooter, you know what a coach told me? If you want to make that three, let them make the three.
And they're gonna make it.
I'm not gonna give them nothing inside. They can make that three if they want to make it.
When you have three of the best shooters on the court in the NBA, arguably the top 10, you got three of them.
So if you got people that's going to
be able to shoot the lights out of the gym,
if you got people that's going to defend,
I don't think the defense on the Rockets, on the Raptors would have been as strong with another player to take up their attention. They didn't have to pay attention to everybody. So Clay's game can be contained with minimum effort.
We talking about the nigga that scored 60 points in one quarter? Or two quarters, bro?
Listen, Clay's game can be contained with much more ease than it is Kevin Durant's.
Bro. I think Klay is the most explosive person on that team, to be honest with you. Klay is the most explosive person on the whole entire Golden State squad.
It's like Golden State playing the Cavs. Like those series.
Nah, those series
fully healthy Cavs team, fully healthy Golden State team.
Bro. That was a disadvantage.
Fully healthy Cavs team, fully healthy Golden State team. The Cavs, I feel like that was more close to a push or the Cavs advantage. But when they added KD, in the series we played against KD, those games went the exact same as the previous year. The only difference was when the Cavs made that push where they were about to take the lead, KD would come down. No, thank you. Shut the door. No, thank you. Shut the door, because that's the X factor. Klay is a part of that, but that's Kevin Durant, man.
I think Klay is the hinge point at the end of the day. And if you know anything about basketball, when Steph reacted to Klay going out, you knew what it was.
I mean, but that series was arguably over before that game even started.
Arguably, yeah, that's correct.
Once they didn't have Kevin Durant, everybody said it's over for you, because they snuck by with that Iguodala 3. They lost 2 games at home.
They lost 3 games at home.
I mean 3 altogether, but I mean at the point of Game 6, they had lost 2 games at home. They snuck by with an Iguodala 3.
You make a good argument.
They were never really alive in the series. Now. That's facts. They were never alive in the series.
You make a great argument. I'm not denying nothing of that. Let's talk about facts.
That's facts.
Do you think that they would have beat, even if Durant was on that court, bro? He still has a matchup with Kawhi Leonard, bro, who is the best two-way player in the game.
There's 5 people on that court on each team.
I'm gonna give you a little factoid. The 3 worst players that Steph Curry plays against, guess which one of them play for the Raptors?
Which one?
What's his name? Fred VanVleet.
VanVleet was on him.
He only averaged 17 points a game versus VanVleet.
Yeah, but he clamps him.
So with that being said, you have also a whole nother mystery to solve, bro. It's not. Steph Curry is the heart and soul.
I think it's cut and dry. Yes, he is, but you saying KD would have been checked by Kawhi, so it wouldn't have been a factor. But I'm saying
I'll let
Kawhi,
Kawhi
having to check Kevin Durant leaves Kawhi Leonard less effective in the fourth quarter, late minutes.
No, it doesn't. Kawhi plays both sides of the ball all
exactly.
Day. So it doesn't make a difference.
I'm just saying.
If I look back at the series, at the end of the day, when it came down to it, they did not give Kawhi the ball.
But he's going to have less energy. I mean,
he had less energy.
Sometimes you're more influential. You play basketball, don't you?
I do.
So you know that sometimes you don't have to have the ball to be influential.
Tired, but I'm saying he was still influential.
Because no matter what, when you don't have the ball, I can't just sleep on him like, oh, he tired. I can't, you know what I'm saying?
But I also seen people, if they don't get the ball, they mad.
Yeah, but that's not Kawhi Leonard.
It's not Kawhi Leonard. It's not KD at all. It's not KD, but it's Steph.
But that's like literally starting a whole new conversation on getting mad when you don't have the ball. I'm discussing.
But it's Steph, though.
Kevin Durant right now. Steph Curry is a shooter. When shooters don't get the ball, they get upset.
And
that's
what
basketball.
happened? What happened? He missed clutch shots, bro.
You know why he missed that clutch shot?
Why?
Because in his heart he was out of it. If your heart ain't in it, you ain't gonna win it. I'm sorry. When Klay Thompson went down and he went and sat on the other side of the court, his heart was no longer in it. If your heart ain't in it, you ain't gonna win it. That's just the way I feel.
In your opinion,
he didn't even believe himself he was gonna hit that shot. In his head, I feel like he was thinking, for what? Let me go take this boof ass shot so we can get our head whooped game 7 again. No, I'm out of here.
So let me ask you a question again.
Let
me ask you a question again there. Who was the most important person on that team?
On the Warriors team?
On the Warriors team.
It would have to be Steph. It would have to be Steph as far as the most important, but you can't win without KD.
We don't have no mention of Klay.
No, because you know what I'm saying. You don't mention the glue.
Who did even the
you don't mention the glue?
Get mad at that he was out?
I don't know what nobody got mad at, but
we got mad.
Nobody mentions the glue. Klay Thompson.
That's like saying
the offensive lineman.
Fans.
They're not the skilled people. Everybody knows the Splash Brothers.
People that me and Dave here.
And arguably Klay Thompson got upset when KD got there.
Let me say something real quick. Me and Dave have a lot of history. We've been friends forever. That's like my little cousin. That's like my little brother. If he was outside of the picture, no matter how influential he may have been at any point in time, if he was outside the picture, we never would work. So if he ever goes out of the picture, me, John, Paul do not work, nigga. So you're like Klay.
Right. But ask people who knows me and who knows them. Big facts.
Big facts what? You didn't explain nothing.
Not one person will say David.
No.
They will say Paul. They will say
Paul.
Gator. They will say John.
They gonna say John, bro.
I am.
But I just admitted to the factoid.
But you actually proved my point. That's why nobody says Klay.
But Klay is still the individual soul glue of his whole factory. Right now.
Right. But nobody will say Klay. And the only people within the factory know that.
That's stupid. And
that's life.
If you are smart, you know better.
That's life.
Bro, so you're smart, so why you say
if that? You had to get rid of a player on the Warriors and it had to be between Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, do you think the Warriors would keep Klay?
If you're smart, you would.
No, that's not the question I asked. I said, do you think the Warriors would keep it? Precisely.
Well, that would be a dumb move.
Precisely. I think it's dumb for Anthony Davis to be leaving the Pelicans, but that's ball. And not because he's leaving for him. I think it's dumb on the Pelicans side. I don't like you let them walk out.
They both won. Oh,
I mean that's a hell of a trade they got. But I'm saying you gave away a guarantee for your potential future.
You know why?
He's a guaranteed star. You had one of the best players at his position almost ever, and you couldn't and you couldn't do nothing with it.
They're both.
But they got David Griffin now, so they are.
That's why I'm saying they win, because David Griffin will manufacture that fourth pick into something else.
The fourth pick is going to be influence. That's big for him. That fourth pick
is going to be a trade for a superstar, bro.
So are those bums they got from LA.
You know what I heard?
Those LA bums are important too.
You know what I heard? What's his name? The four they got already. What's his name? He came from Lakers too.
Hart?
No, not Hart. The four they been had. The power forward.
Ingram?
No, not Ingram. The nigga that was there before.
Some scrub, because of the Warriors, nobody pays attention to the other teams in the NBA.
No,
there was a time when I could have told you all the teams, and now I'm looking at teams like the Bobcats and the Pelicans that I can't tell you they're starting 5.
No, the nigga went out of New Orleans. The nigga that played for New Orleans last year. The nigga that traded in the LeBron trade.
Anthony Davis?
No, in the LeBron trade.
I have no idea.
You do know what I'm talking about. The dark skinned nigga.
I'm gonna ask Siri. They're starting 5. I don't know. What about him?
He wants out.
What about this no-name bum?
No, he's not no-name. You know what I'm talking about.
He wants out because his spot is obviously gone.
Yeah, because
who doesn't want to go play ball? He wants to play ball. If I'm on a team and everybody in America knows that you're drafting somebody for my spot, Fuck, I'm gonna stay. Why am I stay?
Look at him. He's actually good though.
Why am I stay? I mean, you could be good.
Yeah.
I do know him. Julius Randle.
Julius Randle. He's actually good.
Julius
That's
Randle.
what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah.
He's actually a good player.
Go play ball somewhere, Julius, because your time is not here.
But you don't give him up though.
You got. I mean, if you can keep him, depth is always a good thing. But
He actually
for him,
he averaged like 20 points a game.
and this player power movement, if he wants to go, he's gone.
True.
You can't hold players no more. Not no more. And they don't believe in
But would you
sticking
give
with
him
their
up
team.
though?
I wouldn't have gave up Anthony Davis. Oh, what do you mean? I have the first round pick.
You wouldn't give him up?
I have the first overall pick and Anthony Davis. Why am I giving him up? What else do you need? You have the first overall pick
you have to remember that Anthony Davis doesn't want to be
timeless star
no more. So Anthony Davis not going to play to his capacity. He wanted to leave. You got to remember that though.
Yeah, okay.
So can you deal with that? Also in the present time when you got the first round pick, can you deal with a star? Not just.
I feel like
he's not. Remember, Anthony is not just a
Anthony
star.
Davis.
He's a generational.
Just like
talent.
LeBron.
Just like LeBron.
And just like LeBron, Anthony Davis hasn't seen a superstar around him in all his time
And
there.
guess what they're going to do?
They failed him.
Guess what they're going to do?
Yeah, they failed.
Just like Cass failed LeBron.
Exactly. So I couldn't even though I was salty about LeBron leaving it. When you look back at those rosters he had to play with, you like,
you can't be sorry.
y'all didn't even try. Y'all didn't try. Give me one. No, you don't.
So
have
what
that.
do you think they're gonna do now?
I still
At the
don't
end of the day,
think.
what do you think they're gonna do?
LA need one more player,
They do. You're absolutely correct.
and they need a bench. But if you get one more player, you don't need the bench.
I don't think you need a bench for these two niggas, bro.
Yeah.
I honestly think
It's
these
potential.
niggas
I mean, it's
are
potential you don't, but
Like, no, it's
you'd
not
be a
even
lot more
potential,
comfortable.
It's you be
Anthony
comfortable,
Davis and
of course.
LeBron.
My
It's
nigga.
two players that
Like,
it's
bruh.
two players. It's like I don't know what you're gonna do,
versus defense versus niggas.
but at the same time, I'm gonna throw it out there now. Any day now, the bottom could fall out of LeBron.
You think so?
Any day now.
You think so?
Any day now, the bottom could fall out of the
Basically, what you
LeBron
have
train,
seen,
and
basically
nobody
what
would
you've
be
seen about
surprised.
this nigga.
No, I mean, like, based upon what I've seen,
think the bottom will fall
off?
No, that's not what I said at all.
I know.
He
But
can
you
ride
think
off another 4 or
that's a
5 years
possibility?
easy.
Easy,
After the
big
bottom
easy.
fall off. Because that vision.
But the bottom could fall out of LeBron.
How?
And players fall off. He's getting old.
Kobe did, but Kobe was a one-track minded person.
Kobe was different and beat up.
And he probably would have been
And that's
better if
my
he would've-
that
if
that
he
that
would've
is
sit
that
his
is
ass
that is
down.
my difficulty with fucking KD. You're a scorer, bro. You only one-dimensional player. You tore your Achilles, bro. You're a one-dimensional player at the end of the day. You're gonna be just like Kobe when you come back,
Potentially.
But a lot of
Potentially.
that is on Kobe because of his heart, and he was just playing through every fucking thing.
Even he a scorer like
Sit
Kobe,
down,
but him
bro.
being 7 foot changes
Kobe
his
was playing
ability
through
to
everything
adapt.
he can play through, man.
Man, you think
He
niggas
could
don't
go
play
to
through
a slow-
everything? Like,
he could go to a
honest,
slow
you
dirt
don't
game.
think the niggas now? Nigga, I played since high school, bro. I'm injured now.
No, a lot of these niggas won't play.
He could go to a slower
think
game
so?
though. He's
That-
7 feet.
He can go to something, but will he be KD?
I mean,
Will he be KD for the Warriors now?
but that's
Will
like
he be
saying
to potential of beating LeBron James? Nigga, LeBron is the nigga that
LeBron
he's
ain't
invincible, bro.
see, for me, the Lakers aren't the team to beat next year. Still,
Who's the team to beat?
Still,
Who's the team?
I'm undecided whether the Denver will get it together, get another player. I'm undecided. I'm undecided if
'cause Jokic
Milwaukee
is-
will turn a corner because all of their players are no longer young. I'm undecided
Milwaukee.
if I'm undecided.
That's
if
not the West.
Philadelphia.
That's not the West,
You
though.
still got to beat the East if you want to win.
Yeah, you do.
And
But
these are
that's not the
teams that are
West,
getting
though.
better. The West is no longer joke. Like the West.
That's
The
another
top
point I want to
7,
make.
8
That's another
teams
point I
in the
want to
West
make.
are always going to be stronger. But if you got a monster in the East that can coast healthily all the way to you and you got to fight, that's what the Cavs was banking on our whole time. They got to fight through
You're
them,
absolutely
them,
correct.
and them.
And that's
We
why
about
I
to
focus
coast
this
through
nigga
these
on
teams.
sports shit.
If we could get a team in the East that coast through, or simply the Raptors stay together. Simply the Raptors stay together, and then you get that Golden State. I just want to jump on for a ring veteran here and there.
So we want to wrap it up with this though. We have an idea. You pick the championship right now, and I pick the championship.
Right now,
As far as we know right now. Who versus who?
Rockets Bucks.
Rockets Bucks. I picked the LA Lakers versus. I picked Toronto again.
So
LA
Kawhi
versus
stays.
Toronto. Kawhi stays.
Kawhi stays.
Kawhi stays. And I picked that. LA versus Toronto. Because they two big market teams.
What'd you say?
Houston Rockets and the Milwaukee Bucks. I think it's finally time James Harden either turn the corner or fade out.
But you heard what they was talking about the shit, all that shit they was going through the other day.
Yeah.
You don't think they gonna get rid of Paul?
Oh, I think it's necessary, but I don't think that'll break him. I think that'll actually clear him up to play a freer game. Like Chris Paul could potentially be right now in the way like Kyrie Irving is in the way in Boston. Better player, teams.
We
better leader,
gonna see these
but the
guys by
chemistry's not
ourselves. Like we gonna talk about this by ourselves,
That's how I feel.
bro.
That's how I feel. And the fix is always in. Pay attention.
Yeah, the fix is always in.
It's Harden's time.
It's always in. It don't even make no difference about nothing we talking about. The fix is always
Fix
in.
is always in.
So with that fix being always in, you know what the number one championship contenders are? That's
We shall
you know
see.
who number 8?
We shall see.
The Golden State Warriors.
If
You
they
know
make
who
the
the Boston
playoffs.
Celtics at? They're not even mentioned.
Who?
The Boston Celtics are not even mentioned. The New York.
Yeah, and
the
nobody
New York,
respected the Raptors until they did it.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn not even mentioned.
That's because
At all.
I don't think there's enough talent moving to put a fresh face on the wire anymore.
What about the Bucks?
The
The
Bucks,
Bucks
are
like number 5.
they turned in the corner. I mean, listen.
The Bucks gotta understand something.
Nobody thought Toronto was
Uh,
ever going to win a Game 7 of any of those series they were in because of the Cavs bug that everybody just knew they weren't clutch. Until Kawhi, they won the first series. They said, oh, okay. They won the second series. They said, oh, y'all need to start paying attention to the Raptors.
I did. I respect you.
He hits that shot to get him to the finals, and now everybody's like, they might take down the Warriors.
One thing I want to express that he didn't hit that shot to get him to the finals. They was already up, my nigga. They was already up 3-2. He hit that shot on some fluke shit.
Being up 3-2 ain't 4 games.
My nigga, it doesn't make a difference.
You lose
bro.
that game.
They could've won in overtime.
Nobody knows how that Game 7 is.
They would have. They would have went overtime, bro.
Nobody
They
knows how
already
that
was
overtime-
fucking going. They
Nobody
already up
knows.
3-2.
Nobody knows.
They was already up 3-2.
And the Warriors were up 3-1.
And they came back.
And the Thunder were down 3-1 as well.
Okay,
Until
well,
you get that 4th game, it doesn't
like
matter.
this though. Like this though. It doesn't matter. You're absolutely correct. The Bucks was up 2-0. Everybody kind of Raptors out. You know what Kawhi did? He came back and changed everybody's fucking mind. And he knew he was the best person at that point in time. And he exposed this nigga Giannis, bro. He exposed the nigga.
Right.
He exposed the nigga for a one-track minded type of superstar.
And that's what's going to happen with young players.
And you think
And that was the one thing that anybody with intelligence, that's the one thing they always said. When the Bucks got to the playoffs, they said, we don't know how these young guys are going to do in playoff basketball.
But they did more than what we
playoff
expected,
basketball.
though.
Yeah, they overachieved, but at the same time, when they lost, it wasn't a surprise.
It was a surprise.
No,
because that
maybe how they lost,
that 2-0.
But that's because they got you to shift your eggs in the boat in the first place. When that series opened, nobody expected the Bucks to do that.
How not? I bet on the Bucks.
Smart man. But when they opened the series, until the Bucks went up 2-0, it was fool's gold. Until the Bucks went up 2-0, it was fool's gold. And then you said, oh, they won 2, they could win. Never mind. We were right.
Yeah, it was over with. Because he got in that mode.
Never mind.
And that's the championship
And
mode.
it wasn't never mind I was wrong. It's never mind I was right about them. They were.
It was championship mode he got in. That's why they didn't call for it.
The Raptors have a lot of veterans. Took a lot of playoff losses.
They do. And they got Ibaka.
Gasol,
That's
Ibaka,
that's the
Kawhi.
difference, bro.
They got players out there.
They got players.
Lowry,
Big players.
even though he's.
Yeah. No, they mentioned
Hey
Lowry,
man,
bro.
they came out open in there.
You look like Lowry.
I'm sorry.
You look like
I'm sorry.
Lowry. But long story short, though, it's over for Golden State. Whether you believe it or not, I don't know if you're going.
They could come back, but death of a dynasty for now. They don't.
It's a death of dynasty, bro.
They had a good
Period.
run.
They had a great run. Three
They
deep.
ran into the giant stopper Kawhi.
But I know, that's your people. And they ran into, like Dave said, it's Kawhi.
The dynasty stopper.
It's Kawhi, bro.
You're a robot.
It's Kawhi. He's definitely
robot
Kawhi,
He's
bro.
just so unemotional and he played like Tim Duncan. I don't like them big fundamental, like, you know what I'm saying, by the book. He come down and wet threes and don't even, you know what I'm saying, I can't get a tiger fist bump like this. I can't get nothing.
It's over with.
I'm celebrating more than you is.
Boy, didn't get paid.
And that's
But he-
what I like about this nigga.
But he convinced me this year. He did, because I wasn't a Kawhi fan like that before.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't believe in
I
him.
wasn't always.
I didn't believe in him. I knew he was. I knew he was good on
he's
defense.
top 5.
I knew he had good defense.
I was top 5 with him all
I
day.
know he had good defense because he stopped LeBron
But you know what's great about Kawhi?
or held him.
He was never mentioned in no top anything ever before he came to the NBA.
Because his game is quiet.
And that shows me one thing. That
Did he get
at the end of
drafted
the day,
15th?
some
I think he
crazy.
got drafted 15th.
But that shows me one thing though. You niggas in the NBA be so worried about the niggas that's top everything. You not paying attention to niggas that's not. You let these niggas go overseas. You let these niggas slip away out your fingers. But if they get the right coaching, the right players around them,
And the
they
right
can-
fixing.
the right fix or whatever,
Yeah.
maybe
The money
they
was
can be
against
the
Boyd.
best player you ever seen, bro. Period. But long story short, though, we had a great debate, and Dave, Super Dave Payne over here, he's a great debater, and I respect his opinion about everything. But long story short, though, as the overall opinion about a lot of shit, though, we got some introspectives that we never seen before on Sippin and Sportz. Is Golden State the best right now? No, not at all. Is LA the best? No, it's debatable. They still got to fill their roster. We're gonna see what they see. We're gonna see what they get. They lost some magic. They got LeBron head in their GM joint. And we all know that. You know what I'm saying?
GM.
The big GM. I think.
I'm just glad
I think
that
Bus.
for once,
What's her
I
name?
don't know who the top dog is in the NBA.
For
Literally
once.
going into the end after every championship for the last 3, 4, maybe 5 years, you leave the season like Warriors are the team to beat. I wonder if anybody's even gonna get close.
And
This year-
we got LeBron. We knew.
And we had LeBron. It was Cavs Warriors. I'm looking for Cavs
We
Warriors
knew we
again.
was going there.
At this point, it's competition
how
again.
ugly it was.
And there's no reason to play sports without competition. The NBA is back alive, and I'm just happy to see it.
Ooh, they made back alive.
Alive. It was dead.
The NBA back alive with KD and AD. I mean, with LeBron and AD.
No, with the lack of a official one team and then a landslide between the next.
It's a landslide.
Arguably, nobody's seen it on the court, so at least I can watch.
It is a landslide because at the end of the day, nobody can fuck with the niggas. KD is injured. He's the only nigga. You got 2 top 5 players
I'll say
that
this.
complement each other.
I'll say this. They got 2 years before they gel. 1 year, actually. The second year is when they're feasible.
Bye bye, Sippin Sportz.
Straight up, they got 2.
No.